How y'all doing? I hope the camera's in focus. I remember the last time I updated you guys, I told you my mom was in ICU. Okay, so Tuesday I went up to the hospital about 3 o'clock, and I went to the administrative office at the front of the hospital to find out about my mother getting transferred to MD Anderson for cancer treatment. So I got some information, and I went upstairs for the visit, because it was at 4. And I went back there, I saw my mama, and she's, just suffering, doing so bad. She can't talk anymore, she's just limp, just there. So talked to the nurses, and they had one of the nurses take me in a conference room and talk to me. And she told me, she said, I have your mom's file here. She says, what I'm about to tell you, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to give you the truth. And that's how I like people to talk to me. Tell me the truth, give me the straightforward answer, don't sugarcoat it. I need to know what's going on, no matter how much it hurts. I just need you to be honest. And they were honest. She said, your mother's multiple myeloma, which is a bone, marrow, and blood cancer, is in the last stages, and it's only a matter of days before your mom is going to pass away. If your mom codes, we cannot perform CPR because her bones in her body are so brittle that her chest would cave in from them doing the compressions. Of course, that means they can't put them on a ventilator either. So it's a hard pill to swallow, but it was something I needed to know. I'm just learning this. No one in my family on her side, who have been the only people involved, because first of all, they never contacted my dad's side of the family. Some kind of way my dad and my grandmother found out through the grapevine that my mama was sick. And, well, I called my dad when she was in the hospital. They came over and visited her back in May when this all started out. I knew she had cancer. Never knew it was in the final stages, though. No one told me this information. So I had to basically process this Tuesday. So what I did is, the lady told me I lost my father to cancer. I went through this. You need to go in the room in case you don't come here tomorrow. Your mama has passed away, and you need to tell her everything that you want to tell her so she can rest in peace and you can have a clear conscience. And I went in the room and I told my mama, I'm going to be good without you here. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be somebody. And I told her the first daughter I ever have, I'm going to make sure that happens. Her name will be, my mother's name is Rachelle, R-A-C-H-E-L-L-E, Rachelle. People call her Raquel, Rachel, but it's Rachelle. And her middle name is Yvette. That will be my daughter's first and middle name, Rachelle Yvette Lewis. That will be her name. My mother's name must live on. I told her this information, and I bawled my eyes out in that ICU waiting room. I cried from my soul. I lost somebody very important to me today. They called I stayed at my father's house last night. We called him this morning about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. My mother passed away this morning. She's gone to be with Jesus. She's out of the misery that she's been dealing with. But my issue is, why didn't my family tell me this since May? Because in May, my mother was laughing and talking and joking. She was in pain. She was on dialysis, don't get me wrong, but I feel if I would have known then, I could have got the information for MD Anderson, and they could have took my mom up there, and my mama could have survived. But they didn't tell me nothing, and now I wanted on my dad's side, like I've told Tiffany, they run funeral homes. My grandmother just opened one a couple of years ago. They know how to embalm right. They know how to dress a body right. I wanted them to take care of my mama, but now my aunt and them are fighting it. My stepfather told me yesterday that he would honor my wishes. All he wanted me to do was make sure that they put my mama's tennis bracelet and her wedding rings on her body when the time came. I had no issue with that because, rightfully so, she was married to him. Even though they have not lived together and have been separated since 1999 when we moved over here to Westlake, Louisiana. And today, complete 180. Now all of a sudden they want to go to another funeral home, and I don't have no say now. All of a sudden my aunt is talking about I had power of attorney, but everybody knows, and I'm sure you know, legally, once the person who signed the paperwork to give you power of attorney dies, your rank as power of attorney dies with that person, so she has no say. But my stepfather still does, supposedly legally. But I'm going to find out if there's any way that since they were separated for so long, I can get my mother's body brought to my grandmother's funeral home instead of this other funeral home doing it. Because the problem with this other funeral home is they put your loved ones in the casket looking just like they came out of the hospital room. They do not know how to embalm right. They do not know how to do makeup. Nothing. My grandmother has been working as a mortician for over 25 years. She knows how to do this. She was a nurse for 25 years. She's done both. Well, she was a nurse for 20, but still. She is familiar with working with the dead and deceased. So, you know, for them to do this to me, I'm already grieving because I lost my mama, but then they're going to take my rights away to properly lay down my mama. I have no siblings. I'm the only one. I'm 100% the only one. She has one child. And the doctors that were treating her for her kidneys and her cancer didn't even know I existed. They didn't know she had a son. They thought she didn't have no children. The doctor was surprised when he saw me in the room yesterday because they didn't even know I existed. Hold on, my phone is ringing. I'm going to get that later. So, that's what I'm dealing with. My mother, it was 45 years old. Cancer is some vicious stuff. She had a tumor in her brain that was very aggressive, and the chemo and the radiation was not helping. But I feel she would have went to MD Anderson. They could have done something. I really do. If not, ultimately cure her, you know, get rid of the cancer and put it in remission. Extend her life a little bit longer and have her comfortable. I think what really messed her up is when she got back fractures, they opened her up and they put cement in her. I feel like that made that cancer spread. I really do, and made it more aggressive. But what's done is done. Rochelle Yvette Griffin, December 30th, 1965 to October 20th, 2011. Mama, I'ma miss you. I love you to death. But I'ma be alright. I'ma go on to accomplish all the goals that I talked to you about. I'ma go to school and get my bachelor's, my master's, and my PhD like I talked to you about while you was sick and you could still hear and remember what I said to you. I want you to know that your grandchildren and my wife, when I finally do meet her and we procreate together, that they will know how great of a woman you were, and there will never be a woman like you ever born to walk this earth. You were that great of a person. I love you. I never forget who you were. It's hard. It really is, but God needed you. I love you. I always will. Rest in peace.